Hello. Hello everyone. Very good morning. This is Dilip. Today we are going to know about the certification that is Tally ACE certification, which has been bought from the Tally company itself. So what exactly is into this certification we would be knowing. So let's begin the session. This session would give you an overview about the certification. So let's begin the training. This is the one of the certification Tally Ace. Tally Ace is somewhat for the beginners who want to know about the Tally.ERP9 and accounting. So what exactly is the certification? Tally Ace certification. The certification will recognize the skills of the candidates. Candidate learning the Tally.ERP9 software. Now Tally.ERP9 software is not only the accounting software, it is an ERP software. So the candidate need to understand that this is not only the accounting software, this is an ERP software, enterprise resources planning software. So this ERP software is somewhat which is very important for any organization, because it helps the management to get the many types of reports for making the and with the which would directly related to their decision making, which can be used for the budgeting, which can be used for the project management and many more. So this is not only the accounting software, this is an ERP software. And this certification would be having an assessment which would be done online, and the successful candidate, the exempted candidate, would be getting a verifiable digital certificate from Tally. Now, what exactly is the verifiable digital certificate? Is this certificate would be digital, as you know that, and this can be verified by any from any time, any place, any from anyone who is required to know about the required to know about the certification of the candidate. So this certificate, by earning the certificate by the individual, gets the job ready and opens the door for the multiple career opportunity. As I told that this is not only the accounting software, accounting is a part of the software, and this is much more than the accounting, because this is an ERP level software, enterprise resources and planning. Now, which is very important, which gets the gets the opportunity to get the multiple career opportunities are there. Like the person can go for the data entry, or from the data entry level operations to account assistant, where can get the overall work can be done by the day-to-day activities of the organization. Then next, if the organization is having the order processing, so the individual can also opt for the order processing, where that individual can be managing the order processing, whether it be the purchase order processing, that is the procurement, and from the to the sales order processing, to the sales. So it and further, it can give you other opportunity, like the outstanding management of the creditors, outstanding management of the customers, and many other career opportunities, which can be which can be done from the candidate itself. Now the certificate, this certificate is digital, so this can be accessed by the employer itself to know about the authenticity of the certificate, and can be able to understand how the candidate, at what is the level of the candidate. And the certificate is not only for the person who are willing to go for a job, it is also give the idea for a person who is going to have a new startup. So this certificate is getting the job ready for the individual who is looking for the jobs, and this is also for the candidates who is looking for a new startup by their own. So, what are the features of the TallyACE certification? Now, the TallyACE certification is, as I told you, it's a verifiable digital certificate. That means it can be verified by any place, any time, by anywhere. by the employer or by himself or herself. And by opting this certificate, by examining this certificate, it opens the doors of the multiple career, and there are multiple career opportunity. I told you that the person can go for the data entry operator, to the order processing, to the outstanding management, to the report MIS level management, to the taxation management, that is the indirect taxation management. uh, and the next is the industry preferred certificate. Now, why it is called as the industry preferred certificate? Because the certification includes this certification contains the syllabus, the syllabus, and the syllabus is designed in such a way that it is being preferred, much more preferred by any industry. Now, industries are manufacturing, services, and trading. So the syllabus is designed in such a way that the candidate can get an overall idea about the industry types, like whether it would be manufacturing, whether it would be trading, or whether it would be service. So why it is called as industry preferred certificate? Because the employer itself is expecting some skilled person who must have the knowledge about these sector. So the candidate who is opting for the TallyACE certificate is get into, or is get into in such a way that the he gets the idea about the industry way accounting, and he or she is prepared in such a way. Now, the assessment is done online. Now, this assessment is done online. The test would be conducted online, so it gives a much more effective instead of an offline, because in an online assessment the individual is getting the test in such a way that the certificate is much more effective, because there's an online assessment. There's an opportunity, or there is an scope where the candidate gets very ease. The interface of the platform makes it very easy to give the test. So that's why instead of an offline test, it is much more effective to get an online test, and it gets the authentication of the certification as well. Access to Tally job portal is means those any individual who is accessing for any certification, whether it be Tally ACE or any other certification, would be getting a job portal where the individual can post their resume, can directly contact with the employer regarding their job, and can do much more activities, can access to the resource centers, and download the materials, download the materials, so that they can get a much more in-depth knowledge of this certification and its syllabus. What are this assessment feature? As I told you that the assessment would be done online, because online assessment gives the much more effectiveness instead of the offline assessment. And the assessment duration is 1 hour. So the I would like to request the trainers of the faculties who is going to train the candidates, need to make them understand, need to make the candidate understand that the assessment would be online. So they must make the candidate prepared for this, that the assessment would be done online, and there would be a time limit, so that the individual who is going to give the assessment must get must get go to with all the question and complete in time. So the faculties must need to make the candidates understand that the assessment is online, and it would be having a time limit. And number of exam would be one, and certification type I told you as digital certificate, which can be accessed by any part of the world, or any time, or any place. Now, benefits of the certification is, as I told you, that this is not only an accounting software, it is an ERP level software, enterprise resources and planning, where the candidate gets an entry into finance. That person gets to know about what exactly is the finance, get into the accounts domain, because account is something what keeps the record of the historical data of the business transaction. Verifiable certificate is there. performance scorecard is there so that the employer can get an idea how the candidate has been performed in the overall certification. Authorized certification from Tally itself. As I told you, the certification has the certificate has been bought from the Tally company itself. So this is an authorized certificate, as it also is an verifiable certificate, can be accessed by the employer as well. So can the employer can get the get the get the details of the employee, or they get the details of the job seeker, and validate the certificate. Employment opportunity, as I told you, this opens the doors of for the multiple career opportunities, and it is into the various industry, whether it would be manufacturing, whether it would be service, whether it would be trading industries. Enhancement of CVs. There are many resource materials are there where the candidates can download it and prepare the resume effectively, and increase the chances to exempt the interview. So, what are the syllabus of TallyACE in 6.0 onwards? So it would be containing the fundamentals of account. As you know that it's also an accounting software. The accounting is an inheritant of the Tally.ERP9 software. So the individual or the candidate who is going to get into the TallyACE certification must required to get through the fundamentals of accounts, because fundamentals of accounts gets the candidate an overall idea what exactly is accounting, how the business records the financial data and make the use of it for the reporting and for the projection purpose and for the future planning purpose also. The in this the candidate can able to understand the chart of account, how the hierarchy of the accounts are been set, how the structure of the accounting must be to do the accounting works, so that person can know about how to maintain the chart of account, maintaining the stock keeping units, how the stock need to be maintained, whether it would be categorized, whether it would be grouped, whether the stock would have the multiple units or have the single units of measurement. Further, how the nature of the units, nature of the inventory should be, whether it would be behave in the FIFO, whether it would be behave in the LIFO. This is the stock valuation method, which I'm telling you. It is first in, first out, last in, first out, average cost, or any other valuation method. Accounting entries, that is day-to-day entries, how to record the day-to-day business entries into Tally.ERP9, what are the different level of watches available in Tally.ERP9, how to do the entries in Tally.ERP9, and what would be the output of these transactions in terms of the reporting and other documents like invoicing or any other notes. So accounts receivable and accounts payable management, as I told you, it's directly relates to the debtors and creditors management. The candidates can also opt for this career opportunity where the candidates can control or manage the creditors outstandings or the customers outstanding, which also gives an overall idea about the turnover ratio. And next is the MIS reports. MIS reports includes various different kinds of several kinds of reports include or generated from the Tally. How to generate it? What are the other parameters that to generate it or download the reports and enhance or customize according to the requirement of the company. Getting started with GST, all you know that the India has moved or India has moved its or shifted its indirect taxes system earlier, like service tax were there on services on provision, VAT were there on for the local sales, the CST were for the intrastate. So there are other taxes also like entry tax, octroi, excise. So these all taxes are being subsumed, and we have shifted to a new tax regime, which is one of all other indirect taxes system in goods and services tax. So what is the tally is? What would be the question pattern? How it would be? The assessment would be what are the questions would be appeared in the assessment portal. It would be the MCQ multiple choice question type questions would be there, true or false type of question would be there, match the following type of questions would be there. There would be scenario based questions. The scenario based question is nothing but there would be a particular statement that would be given. On the basis of that statement, the user need to understand the statement and respond, or if there is some small calculation required that can be done through done in a paper or anything, or and give the answer. Image based question, there will be some screenshot of the tally software or any other required element which would be given, and looking into that screenshot or the image based question, the user need to give the answers. Some of the sample question I would tell you, the MCQ type of question for the accounting concept. For example, in a broad sense, capital is also a liability. So what exactly is the above statement follows from which of the following concept? Whether it would be going concept, whether it would be separate entity concept, accrual concept, and dual concept. Now these are all concepts. Now now to clear these concepts, the understanding of the fundamentals is very required. So the as a faculty or being a faculty or to train the individual, it is very important you to give the in-depth training for the fundamentals of accounts. So after reading this statement, the user can opt for one of the question and select that question accordingly. The second of the second MCQ type of question is which of the following statement is true or true for ratio analysis. Ratio analysis will help the financial communication. Ratio analysis is not helpful for so in this pattern the questions will be appearing into the job the assessment portal. So the user need to be the candidates need to be prepared for in such type of question. It's up to the faculty who need to train the candidates very effectively and make them confident and well prepared for the online assessment. And second is it also have the time limit. Next is the true or false type of question. Applicant for the example application of accounts, loan advance is a type of liability for the company. Whether it's true or false, just need to select one of the following. Now, for example, for the next is the match the following question for the application of accounts. Capital, furniture for business, bad debt, dividend, one part. Second part is earning for the company, loss for the company, assets for the company, liability for the company. So you need to match 1 to A, 2 to B, or 1 to C, or whatever. So you need to arrange this accordingly. So you need to make them understand that these are the match the following type of question. In this way, the question is would be appearing. Candidate need to look the question carefully and solve it. Scenario based question, as I told you, it would be a statement given. For example, for the application of accounts, the statement is given that select the correct entry for the following scenario. Owner of the ABC Limited withdraw some of the amount 10,000 from the company bank account for his personal expenses. So what would be the uh, correct answer? Next scenario based question is for the application of Q Qureshi and the company appointed Ram and Shyam as a sales agent. Sales. So this is a statement. The statement need to be carefully read, carefully understood, and if there is some calculation required, please calculate it and then go for the options. Read it carefully whether the options are correct or not. So it is very important to read the statement very carefully. Next is the another scenario based question. This is on Rajkumar distributor sold 10 numbers of Dell. So what would be the option? So you need to very I would request all the faculty to make the candidates understand and well prepared for the online assessment, that there would be various type of question or various pattern the question would be appeared, and they need to read it carefully, understand the question properly, and then choose the correct option. Now this is the image-based question. This is the screenshot of the Tally software, and what type of report is this? You need to find out what is the correct uh, ask ask question. The user need to choose it. From the following information, the below screenshot of the reinsurance lesson, find the gross profit of the amount of the company. The gross profit is lying here. So you need to understand what is the, it would be 30% of something. So there are some the options lying here. So the user need to understand, see the image properly, understand it, calculate it, and then select the correct answer. So these were the all about the introduction to Tally A certification. So these are some of the key features which would be going, which has been included in this certification. If any of doubts are there or any doubts are there, you can just drop a mail into webinar.tep@tallysolutions.com. Your queries, your doubts are all welcome. We will respond to those who are having the doubts or queries or any other question that they would like to ask us. So just mail us, drop a mail, and we would be responding to you. So I thank you, all of you. This was all about the TallyACE certification. Uh, this is the one of the very effective certification for the beginners or the person who are willing to get for a new startup or job seeking or for himself to herself, knowing what exactly is a Tally.ERP9 software, knowing about accounting. So there are much more in Tally.ERP9, and TallyACE is one of the certification which has been bought from Tally itself. So I hope you understand all the aspects of the certification. I request any doubts or any things, if you wish, drop a mail to us. So I thank you, and once again I thank you. Thank you for attending my session. Bye bye.